It's Friday, July 3rd, 2026. The 19-day standoff is over. On June 30th, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick lifted the export controls on Fable 5 and Mythos 5. And Fable 5 came back online globally on July 1st. But this is not simply a story about a model returning. It is a story about what Anthropic had to agree to in order to get it back, and what the industry just built in response. This is Signal Zero. Here is what actually happened. Anthropic confirmed that the Amazon reported jailbreak, the technique that triggered the June 12th shutdown, involved prompting Fable 5 to read a codebase and surface software flaws. In one case, the model produced code showing how a flaw could be exploited. Anthropic's testing confirmed that the same vulnerabilities were discoverable by Claude Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5, and Kimi K2.7 without any jailbreak required. The jailbreak, in other words, did not uniquely unlock dangerous capability, it unlocked something already available in weaker models. Despite that, Anthropic deployed a new safety classifier that now blocks the specific technique in over 99% of cases. The trade-off: more false positives on routine coding tasks. With some legitimate coding queries now falling back to Opus 4.8, the security community has noted this is the price of the deal. Not a technical necessity. More significantly, Anthropic agreed to binding federal conditions as part of the restoration. The company committed to providing designated government partners with expanded pre-release access to future frontier models before broad release, to proactively monitor and detect security risks, and to report malicious use patterns to the Commerce Department. Negotiations were reportedly led by Anthropic co-founder Tom Brown, rather than CEO Dario Amodei, whose prior clashes with the administration made him a less effective negotiating partner in this particular room. The most consequential development of the entire episode is not the restoration. It is what Anthropic, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and the broader Glasswing partner network built in response. The Cyber Jailbreak Severity Scale, CJS for short. The framework grades AI jailbreaks on 4 criteria. Capability gain beyond existing tools, breadth of that gain across different offensive tasks, ease of weaponization, and discoverability. Scores range from CJSO informational to CJS4 critical. Think of it as CVSS, the common vulnerability scoring system used for traditional software applied to AI model exploits for the first time. There is currently no consensus in the AI industry on how to describe, in objective terms, the severity of an AI jailbreak. The CJS framework is the first serious attempt to change that, and it has the right partners behind it. When Amazon, Microsoft, and Google align on a security standard, that standard tends to become the industry baseline within months. New HackerOne bug bounty program is live now, specifically for Fable 5 cyber jailbreak submissions. And Anthropic has committed 24-hour monitoring for the most severe class of findings. The June 12th shutdown happened in part because there was no agreed language for how dangerous the Amazon finding actually was. The CJS framework is designed to prevent that ambiguity from producing another government overreach or another legitimate threat going unaddressed. 3 things to watch going into the long weekend. First, the export control precedent is not gone. The government demonstrated it can pull a commercial AI model off the global market with a single letter and no prior notice. That capability exists and it has now been used. Every enterprise that runs a workflow on a frontier model API now has a documented case study for why single vendor dependency is a business continuity risk. Second, the August 1st deadline still stands. NSA Treasury and CISA have until August 1st to deliver the classified benchmarking framework that will determine which future models are classified as covered frontier models. Requiring government pre-review before release, that framework will define the rules for every major AI launch for the foreseeable future. And third, a note for developers specifically. A security researcher disclosed this week that CVE 202.655.607, Sandbox Escape vulnerability in Claude Code, allowed a malicious repository's Claude.md file to use prompt injection to guide Claude through its own tools. Escaping the macOS sandbox entirely, it was patched in Claude Code version 2.1.163. If you are running an older version of Claude Code, update now. 19 days, 1 jailbreak, 1 government shutdown. And what came out the other side? A new safety classifier. binding federal disclosure commitments, a pre-release government review framework for future frontier models, and the first shared industry standard for grading AI security vulnerabilities. The standoff is over, but the architecture it built will shape how AI gets deployed for years. Happy 4th of July weekend! Subscribe, drop your questions below, and stay sharp.